Test, test, test.
Hey, is it working?
I can hear you. Let me hear you. I
Okay.
think we're still on. Yeah, no, we're still on, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
All right.
had to restart the program.
Welcome. We apologize for not having any audio.
We've been dealing with some technical difficulties all night long.
Yes. Well, as you can see right now, score is 16-13.
And it's actually been a pretty good game so far. PG and Westlake have just been going back and forth. They have been answering when the other has already put up one. So we may be looking at a good shootout game tonight.
One thing to note is that if Westlake loses this game, their hopes for state are over.
And it looks like PG is going to get a timeout called before the snap.
Pleasant Grove does call that timeout. I have not been here. How has Pleasant Grove and Westlake done so far?
Well, I mean, like I said, the score does say 16-13. The plays have been more like this game was for Jordan and Taylorsville a couple of weeks ago. And for those of you who don't know, that game was a 91-84 win for Jordan. And yes, you heard that right, 91-84.
That is a very high-scoring game.
But this game's not as high-scoring, which is probably a good thing for the defenses. But both defenses have some room to improve. They've both given plays up that are longer than 65 yards.
Oh, wow. Pleasant Grove lines up in that two-back shotgun. They love running the two-back. That's what they've been known to run, especially with that very good combo of Ty Coway and Kainoa Maldonado. Deep pass to Braxton Rapp, who drops it. Almost had that one. Number 2, Braxton Rapp, was the intended receiver. He was wide open. If he had that, he would have been gone.
You know, that was a perfectly placed ball by Jake. Put it over the defender's head where if Braxton didn't get it, then no one else would. And Braxton had wide open field in front of him. He just couldn't quite haul that in. And now PG will be forced to punt.
Forced to punt, yes. Pleasant Grove punting.
And it looks like Westlake called for a fair catch, but they're not going to get it. PG is going to down it around the 30.
It's a very good.
So a very excellent kick by the PG punter.
Jason McHugh.
Who was standing clear back by his own 20, I believe.
That was Jason McHugh. He has a very good leg as a junior.
I think that the good thing for PG is even if they don't make it to state this year, which to make it they really need to win this game, but they have a good punter who should be able to contribute to the team next year the same way the punters for the Utes do.
I do believe that also. Westlake comes out on offense right now.
And number 17 hands off to number 34. Looks like it's going to be a gain of 4.
Gain of 4 or 5 right there. Very good run on the outside. If you're now joining us on KPGR, we are live there too. Also on our YouTube page, KPGR 88.1. If you want to go and watch the game at the same time, we will be live on both.
Again, we apologize for no sound before, but we should be
Quick pass batted down by number 65. That is Tyler Trotter, I do believe.
And he also blocked a punt before on the very first possession of the game that allowed PG to take an early 7-0 lead.
Yeah, number 65 is Tyler Trotter. He is a junior. He is going to be probably, I would say, the captain of this team next year, as having time as a sophomore in varsity last year. Very good player. Very, very good player.
He has been all over today.
He has that very quick first step off the defensive line, and he can get in there. It looks like Westlake's quarterback gets away. Number 17 gets the first down. Gain of 5 or 6 right there.
Wow, that was an amazing run. He broke about 3 or 4 different tackles on that one play.
That was Reggie Seal on the carry there. I mean, Pleasant Grove has struggled with their tackling this season, but
it has shown today.
They've definitely have been getting better compared to the past few games.
Which is something you love to see in a young team like PG. And it looks like that Westlake hands the ball off to number 34 once again.
It looks like another 5-yard gain right there. At the half, we will be giving you a drive-by-drive update since there was no audio, and if you were not able to listen on KPGR, since we did not have a broadcast as we had multiple problems going for us. Hand off to number 34. He's going around the outside. Looks like he will be stopped just past the line of scrimmage. That was a very good run by Nate Bristow. He has 17 carries for 70 yards and 1 TD so far. I don't know if he scored yet this game.
He has not scored himself yet in this game, but he has been playing very well.
Yeah, very good. I mean, one of the best running backs on this Westlake team. So, I mean, 17 carries, very good, I would say.
I think for a high school team, that is extremely good for this point in the year.
Compared to Ty Coway, who has 102 carries for Pleasant Grove. Fake handoff over the middle, short pass. It is completed to number 15 for a first down. Number 15 is Jackson Moody. He's a junior. He has 32 receptions for 491 yards and 3 touchdowns so far this year.
He's been doing very well.
That is prior to this game.
The passing game for both teams has been on point all day long. And Westlake has really been able to build the momentum, especially after their first drive today. Really didn't go all too well.
Is that the block punt?
Yeah.
Okay. Snap goes. Run up the middle again to number 34, who will be stopped just past the line of scrimmage. Gain of about a half a yard right there. The ball carrier was Nate Bristow once again. Nate Bristow, I don't have anything, or he is a 5'9", 170-pound kid. Very strong kid I've seen in the few plays I have seen from him.
On the next play, we'll talk a little bit more
Shotgun
about
formation,
that.
Nate Bristow on the quarterback's right side, twins to both sides. Fake handoff once again. He's going over the middle. He gets it to his man, number 15, Jackson Moody. Ball is down on the ground on that play. Ball hit the ground first. Jackson Moody gets a gain of about 10. Will be considered the first down. Get the first down. Jackson Moody definitely coming through right now for his team. Catching those balls perfectly thrown to him by CO.
Great pass. Now, to go back to the 5'9" kid, PG knows a lot about that. They played a kid from Idaho early on in the year, and he could not be stopped. So PG wants
Twins
to stop
on both
him.
sides. Shotgun QB draw right up the middle. Will only go for about 2 yards right there. Could not see who made the stop as it was a multitude of Vikings.
PG's done a very good job that when they do get a tackle, they are everywhere at once.
They are very good at spreading out. One player you will not see out there right now for Pleasant Grove, and you will not see the entire game, is Brandon Clausen.
I'm assuming that's because of his ejection.
Yeah, last week against Riverton. Yes.
And that means there's one more player, too.
He is an offensive tight end, Kaino Pula. You will not be seeing him either. Looks like there was a sideline warning on Westlake, I do believe. There was a flag thrown by the line judge on Westlake's side. Yep, it is a sideline warning on Westlake. 16-13 is the score with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. Westlake has about 7 yards to go right here. It looks like it's going to be Twins to the right side. Westlake still trying to line up. Pleasant Grove getting in their 4-2-5 defense. Very rare to see. Trips to the right side, Twins to the left side for Westlake. Single the quarterback all alone in the backfield. Pleasant Grove looks like it's bringing the rush, and they will. Trotter got in there. Excuse me, not Tyler Trotter. Number 34 got in there. That is Adam Reimer. He got in there very quick. Almost had, I would say almost had the roughing the passer called on him, but he was just barely in that zone where it was not. Looks like that Westlake did not get the first down, so it will be a fourth down and 3 for Westlake. Do they bring out the field goal team right here?
I don't know so much about the field goal team, but
they are bringing out the field goal team.
Wow, this is going to be a 45-yard field goal for their kicker, so we'll
That's
see
about
what
where
happens.
you want to be if you're in college or the pros. 40 kick is up. It is very long, but it is no good. Very wide left.
That definitely had the distance, but I think the wind here tonight is just caused that ball, that while it was hanging, just to drift off a little bit to the left, because that definitely had the distance.
Yeah, it had a lot of distance. It had a distance to go for another 5 yards, I believe.
It was right there. So now PG is going to get a chance to go into their 2-minute offense and try and get some points on the board.
Yep, 1 minute 28 seconds left. The score is 16-13 still after Westlake did miss that field goal. I formation, Kainoa Maldonado and Ty Coway in the backfield. Single receiver to the left and the right of Jake Jensen. He is under center. Snap, play action. We'll go out to number 12, Christian Newman, but he does drop that ball.
Now, if you take a look, PG has got the ball on the 20-yard line compared to that ball being on about the 28.
Why is that?
Before. So I'm a little confused based on this. I'm not sure why the officials did that. There must be some rule that we're just not aware of.
Probably. I mean, I'm not going to fight anything. Split back, Jake Jensen under center, Twins to the left side. Jake Jensen will hand it off to Ty Coway. He has room. He will get the first down and get down to about the 38-yard line, or 37-yard line, excuse me. 1 minute and 16 seconds left. First down, so the clock does stop until that ball is placed down.
Now, the clock has been a little strange today. It's been running when it shouldn't and not running when it should, so PG is just going to need to hurry up this entire drive. 5
wide, trips to the right, Twins to the left. Jake Jensen all alone in the backfield. Jake Jensen has a very good arm, and he will be able to get that ball out there if he needs to. Number 27, Ty Coway, is out. He catches it for a very large gain, knocks the guy's helmet off.
That is the second time that a Westlake player has his helmet come off. The first one was earlier today when they actually sacked
Jake Jensen?
Yeah, back in the first.
The player that will have to come off is Brad Larson. He will only have to come off one play. It looks like there is a holding call in the backfield, though.
So that will come back, and that's going to hurt PG with only 52 seconds to go. I almost say at this point, just run out the clock.
You know, who won the kickoff?
I believe PG received it. I'll have to go back in my notes to really confirm that.
Pleasant Grove will be pushed back to the 18-yard line.
PG did have the ball first, so Westlake should be receiving the ball.
It will be a 1st and 29.
After half.
1st and 18, excuse me. 5 wide. It looks like there's a little bit of confusion. Easton Fowler.
The backup QB is in there.
Easton Casper.
For a double pass.
Yeah, he's going out as a receiver. Jake Jensen will get stuffed in the backfield at about the 9-yard line. 23 seconds left. 21. The score is 16-13. I think Pleasant Grove, players are just heading towards the locker room. That will be the end of half. End of half comes. because there's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That will be the half. It is 16-13 for Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove is 2-2 in region, 4-4 overall, while Westlake is 4-4 overall, but only 1-3 in region.
They have not performed up to their standards in region, and I think you could say that about PG too. They have been in some very tight games, but PG is on a 4-game win streak, which should help.
3-game win streak.
3 games.
Yes, because we won our first game
yes,
against,
three,
and then
three
went
games.
4 straight losses.
Thank you. So they hope to make it a 4-game streak tonight.
Westlake hopes to make it a 3-game win streak tonight.
So both teams have some momentum, and it's just going to depend on which one can really get the job done during the second half as we go into halftime at 16-13 to PG. So this should end up being a very interesting game. We'll be sure to get some stats to you when we come back.
Well, we are going to stay on. I'm going to read the drive report right now for anybody that missed, since we were not able to get it. So the first drive was Pleasant Grove. PG, number 28, Kainoa Maldonado runs it for 1 yard. Then Jake Jensen. Jensen passed to number 30. I don't think that was number 30. Oh, passed to the 30, excuse me. Kainoa Maldonado catches it for the first down. Jake Jensen passive.
To Braxton Rapp for a gain of 5. Then Jensen was able to go 20.
To Ty Coway.
But the pass was incomplete. Then Jensen was able to avoid a sack on the next play, but still an incomplete pass where they then had to punt.
And then Westlake gets it. Gain of 2, gain of 1. Sacked by number 65, Tyler Trotter.
Who then comes back on the next play to block the punt to give PG the ball at the 15.
Pleasant Grove then tosses it to the left for a gain of 13, gets it to the 2. Jensen avoids a sack. Pass is picked off, but there is a flag in the end zone of holding on Westlake. Pleasant Grove keeps the ball and goes to the 8. No interception. 7 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first. Second down. Pleasant Grove run to Ty Coway to the 5 for the first down.
And then he runs again, who still can't get in. Then number 28,
Kainoa Maldonado.
Kainoa, he runs, and it looked like he got in, but they called him down at the 1, and then PG called on Jensen to sneak it into the end zone, and that gave PG their 7-0 lead to start the game off. And then Westlake seems to have had the momentum since then. Although their next drive didn't go too well, it was 4 plays, and then they were done. And then PG was able to get a good drive going. Jensen passed 1, 2, 3 times, where it looks like only one of them was complete, and then he runs, and then he hands it off to 27, Ty Coway, and Ty was pretty good.
Ty Coway
on
has
drive.
been our power back for Pleasant Grove this year. Going to his stats, he has 102 carries for 476 yards and 2 touchdowns rushing. But on the passing side of the ball, he has 25 receptions for 290 yards and 3 TDs. On the flip side also is Kainoa Maldonado. Not as strong up the gut as Ty Coway, but Kainoa Maldonado is our leading receiver with his carry. Right now with his carries, he has 48 carries for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. I see Kainoa Maldonado as more of a finesse back. He has very good footwork. He was the starting junior or JV point guard for Pleasant Grove basketball last year. I do believe he will be playing varsity this year. Maybe not starting, but he will be playing this year, I do believe.
Right. And I do agree that he is more of a finesse back. He's not quite as
powerful.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have the power that Coy did last year, where Coy was more of an all-around back. He had the speed, he had the power to get through due to his strong core that he gets from
wrestling,
from wrestling with Coach Moore. But I mean, Conway still does a very good job when he is in the game, and he really makes a difference for PG because everyone's trying to get to Jensen, and if they call a draw at the right time, then he can get some big yards.
And Ty Callaway, I've noticed that Pleasant Grove looks like they're kind of doing a zone blocking scheme. They've kind of done a zone blocking where it's not you block a zone, you don't block a specific man like you usually have in Riverton's wing T offense or something. And
right. Which is both good and bad because it helps out these younger guys that PG's got who haven't started a lot of varsity games. It gets them to really learn how to play offensive line at the varsity skill
yes,
level.
and Ty Callaway has that quick reaction time to figure out where he needs to be, where that hole is, where that hole is opening up. Yes, he actually gets more time. You get more time in a zone blocking scheme of where the hole is going to open up than in a man blocking scheme.
The only thing with a zone scheme, though, for blocking is that if one guy misses a block, the play will blow up. And we've seen that with Jensen a lot this year, too, where he has been sacked numerous amount of times. That he's really taken a beating, but the offensive line has done a good job to, as soon as they get in the goal line, because Jensen's got a lot of rushing TDs this year. I think he leads the team.
He has 8 rushing TDs, and Ty had the next most is 2 by Ty and Kainoa.
So, I mean, the offensive line is doing a great job when they get into goal line of pushing the defensive line. This is going to be a really good O-line for PG in a year.
I'd say year and 2, because 3 of the 5 linemen right now are sophomores for Pleasant Grove, and the first few games just kind of not having the varsity experience that they needed, and Pleasant Grove able to work with those teams, having the ability to change their blocking schemes when they need, and especially with that QB sneak. They actually won their first game against Corner Canyon on that QB sneak, having what most teams like to call the way to show we lift more than you.
Well, it was a couple of years back that PG actually won the state weightlifting competition, so they put in a lot of work.
Pleasant Grove always puts in a lot of work with anything. Pleasant Grove has one of the best weight rooms in the state, I do believe.
It is a very
for
good
a high school.
Good room. It's been a long time since I've been there, and I think I only set foot in there once because, I mean, I'm basically a twig. We do have a lot of wind here today, and so I think the key for this next half for both teams is going to be get with the wind. Get your points with the wind.
The wind is blowing towards
the northeast, so back towards Pleasant Grove a bit. We are here in Saratoga Springs.
Seems to always be windy this game, I've noticed.
On this side of the lake, you do get a lot of wind because of what's just south of us, and basically bare land. And so the wind really does pick up. If this game comes down to a field goal, whoever is coming on to this north side may just win this game. That south side we saw today, where a kick was short because of the wind.
It looks, and I do believe that is going to be Pleasant Grove coming that way because of which way they were going at the end of this half.
Well, one can only hope.
And Pleasant Grove having a lot of their very close games I would say very close. They have 3 very close games. Corner Canyon winning by 3. Rocky Mountain, which is the Idaho team, only losing by 1.
And they played the 5A state champs of Idaho from last year very well, going into triple OT. The Harriman game was pretty close. It was a 13-0 win.
I wouldn't say that was super close, but it was still the defending 5A state champs of Utah. So, I mean, because PG really has been doing
good this year for how young their team is.
We have a very young team in Pleasant
and
Grove.
they really have just been competing. I feel like it's a lot like the BYU team of this year, where they are close in every single game. Every game is a
Pleasant Grove
toss-up.
has not been very close in 2 games this year in losses, and that was Pleasant Grove and Jordan, where Pleasant Grove lost by 21.
They were able to keep up for the first half, though, and then the game kind of got away.
Yes, and then against Lone Peak, it was 41-15. Pleasant Grove scoring on a fake field goal.
Yeah, that was a pretty hard game for PG, but so far they've been doing good. We'll see which team can get the momentum to start the second half here in about 10 minutes.
What have you noticed out of Pleasant Grove? What have you noticed out of Pleasant Grove so far that you want to see them improve on?
They need to improve on their passing defense as well as getting the big plays going. They gave up a 65-yard run at least for a Westlake touchdown.
I did see that as I was walking up here. I saw that as they came. It looks like Westlake's line just perfectly blocked their man and opened up a huge
It was a
counter
great play by Westlake, but PG's defense needs to stop that. You cannot have these big plays and expect to win a game when they're against you. It's just too hard, and it can't be done. PG has done a good job of getting good plays on offense. I think what they need to do more is set the run up more with Cowway and call a few more draws. Get Westlake to kind of pull back on their blitz to watch for a draw, because normally teams will blitz to stop a run, but in the case of PG, you kind of got to hold your backers back to actually stop the run, because PG can call a draw at any time.
Yeah, and that's a very good thing to know, is that you can just call a draw and have at least 5 yards out of that draw play. And Pleasant Grove doing a very good job with that draw play working for them, especially with Ty Cowway having his power back mentality, I would say. It's a mentality, not like I don't know. But
right.
Pleasant Grove doing a very good job, especially at the beginning of this season. You probably heard Pleasant Grove call their backfield the three-headed dragon, with Ty Cowway, Kainoa Maldonado, and Dane Christiansen, believe it or not.
And those are 3 explosive guys for PG.
And they are all juniors.
They're all juniors. So next year, PG is going to have a really good team next year with 3 halfbacks who are seniors, a junior QB, a lot of experienced linemen, and a lot of experienced players on defense.
Yes, and Dane Christiansen is also our second leading receiver.
He did have a 74-yard score today. He has been the favorite target of Jensen today. It seems that about 50 to 60% of Jensen's passes have gone towards Dane.
Yes, and Dane Christiansen has 19 receptions for 400 yards and 6 touchdowns before this game. I have to make that clear.
I think that only Braxton Rapp is closer to that.
Yes, Braxton Rapp is our third leading receiver with 395 yards and 3 touchdowns, 18 catches.
So we'll see what can happen with the second half. It's been such a great game so far.
Hey, it's high school football, and it's Friday night. Friday night high school football.
Friday Night Lights.
Exactly.
And I mean, the view we have of this field is absolutely amazing. You can see the entire field. You see the city lights of American Fork, PG, Provo, Orem, all of that. You can see Lehigh. You see the point of the mountain. I mean, this really, I believe, is one of the best stadiums in the state to have a football game due to the competition. The fans have been great today, and the field just looks beautiful.
Yes, the field is very nice, and especially the view. Pleasant Grove, I would say, has just about the same view because they have a view of the lake, and especially when that sun sets, having the sunset with them, it is just beautiful right over the lake.
This should be good, and let's see if we can get a couple of updates on some other high school games that are going on now.
I want to know the game score for AF Riverton because we do play American Fork next week if you're a Pleasant Grove fan.
It looks like last updated it was AF 10 and Riverton 7 with 4:26 left in the second quarter. Now they do still have PG and Westlake at 6:33 left in the second, but of course we are at halftime. Lehigh leads the Harriman Mustangs 21-13 at halftime, which that should help PG a lot because Harriman is 3-1 in region.
That we wanted, well, no, because Lehigh is 2-2 in region.
But Harriman is 3-1. The only loss they have is to PG. They have been able to beat Riverton, AF, and Westlake. So Harriman is second in the region, so a Lehigh win would actually really help out the Vikings a lot. And again, the two wins that the PG has in this region so far is Harriman and Riverton. And they have done very well in their region wins. They do not allow a lot of points.
They allowed 10 against Riverton and 0 against Harriman.
So an average of 5 points a game in their wins, but their losses have also been extremely lopsided.
Well, except for Lehigh, they only lost to 5 against Lehigh.
Right. So Lehigh and Lone Peak are the two losses that PG has for the season in Region 4. We are trying to look up some...
I'm looking for a more updated. 10-7 from what it says still.
It looks like
no time.
It is 10-7 towards AF, and of course that game is on Wednesday, AF and PG, and will likely determine the fourth and final playoff spot for Region 4.
So from what I've been hearing from players is they win this game, and if they win 2 games, they're in. But if they lose 1, they have a play-in game.
That will most likely be the case. I'm sure that there may be some 3-way tie.
Which is a play-in game.
And PG is pretty experienced in that in program history. They played Brighton a couple of years ago. I believe it was 2011, or no, it was 2010, where they played Brighton in a play-in game, and they actually won that game, where they lost to Brighton in a blowout just earlier that year. So playing games really aren't that rare, but they sure are fun to see because you really get 100%. It's like trying to watch baseball playoffs.
Yes, but since you said 2011, 2010,
none of these
players.
These seniors weren't even in junior high yet.
Yeah, we were. I'm a senior. We were in junior high, because no, I guess we weren't.
You were in about 6th grade, maybe 6th grade or start of 7th grade, sometime around then. But I mean, for these seniors who have like some older brothers that played for Samson, that might be a good thing for them if they lose, so that their family can say, hey, look, this happened to me. This is what you need to go out there and do. You need to give 150%. If you think you can't go, get up and go.
If you don't think you can go, get off the field.
Exactly. Which, I mean, I think PG kind of plays like that already because they try so hard on every single play.
Yes, and
some other 5A updates. Brighton leads Copper Hills 21-0 at halftime. It looks like that's all of the Region 5 games that are showing at this point. I believe most games were played on Thursday night due to K-Jazz. There's still K-Jazz, right?
Yes, I believe KUTV was bought out by K-Jazz, or vice versa. I'm not sure. But there's going to be about 3 minutes left to go in this halftime, excuse me. Lone Peak is playing Woods Cross. It is 13-0 for Lone Peak.
I have to admit, I'm actually surprised that Lone Peak hasn't scored more. They have some guys who can make plays on their team. I think they have a couple of BYU.
5.
BYU commits 5?
4 BYU commits. 3 this year and 1 next year.
So basically, I mean, if you remember the Lone Peak basketball team back from 2012-13, it's kind of like that, where it's the BYU JV team.
Yeah, it's definitely a BYU
friendly school.
Yes, that's a good word for it.
They do love their Cougs.
Hey, but good players come out of Westlake, or good players come out of Westlake. Good players come out of pretty much every school. There's at least one out of every school that comes out. Maybe doesn't play Division I ball, maybe gets a scholarship to Dixie State, SUU.
Snow College.
Yeah.
Which, hey, if you get a scholarship to play some football at Snow College, you'd be crazy not to take it.
Yeah.
Snow College, of course, it is a great school, and it is where PG alumni Preston Hadley, who's now the defensive backs coach for Weber State, was able to play for 2 years before starring at BYU. So teams are starting to get their warm-ups in.
Finished up. Vikings are just about to finish up.
The Vikings have gotten in their huddle to their full team, essentially. And we got about a minute left in halftime. And Keaton, do you have any predictions for the final score?
No. I don't like to assume.
That, I have no blame there.
Because usually when I assume, it goes the other way.
Well, then how about we assume it's a close game?
You know, just by how it's gone so far, I will say it should be a close game unless one team gets so much momentum that it just totally, the other team just totally collapses.
Now, PG will be kicking the ball as we approach the end of halftime. So they'll be kicking the ball
into the wind.
Yes, they'll kick it into the wind. So we should be able to expect a return by
Westlake
here, and that's going to be hard because Westlake just about had a touchdown on a kickoff before, but they fumbled the ball at the 30. And it was stopped, and then there was a block in the back, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in this second half of football. And it looks like the teams are starting to line up in their special teams.
Well, I would hope it was in their special teams for a kickoff.
And Jake Jensen throws the ball clear down, and some fireworks are starting to go off as well.
That's Lehigh. Lehigh usually has fireworks after games, or during games. No, their game's not over yet. Why are there fireworks? I don't know.
Well, maybe we'll find out. But PG is just about to kick this game back into action.
It is Kainoa Maldonado kicking. Oh, no, they kicked it.
It's the other way.
With the wind.
Fielded at the 5 by number 16.
Gets around to the outside, gets about to the 20-yard line.
And correction, that is number 15.
Number 15, Jackson Moody.
That was a pretty good return, about the same amount as if that kick had gone into the end zone.
Yeah, but Jackson Moody just got a little tired after that one.
Hey, if you're running into the wind, you might too.
The wind has actually died down right now. Wind has died down right now. Westlake coming out, trips to the left side, single receiver to the right, single back in the backfield with Seal. Snap is up. Handoff to number 14. 34. That is Nate Bristow. Looks like he got a gain of about 7 right there.
Great run by Westlake, and they are really continuing to go to the players that have worked for them so far.
They want the battle in the trenches. That's what it seems like. Twins to both sides of CL. Single back on his left side. Fake, very quick. Looks like it will be incomplete. Intended receiver was number 28, Chris Urbina.
Great pass there, just a little too far outside for that receiver to really make the catch, but perfect placement by the QB.
Perfect placement by Reggie Seow.
And now it's a five
wide
set.
Trips to the left, twins to the right for Seow. Let's see if it looks like it maybe a sweep. No, fake sweep over the middle to number 15. That is Jackson Moody. Tries to hurdle a guy.
Wow.
I do believe that should be a flag in high school because the guy was standing up.
It doesn't appear as if they are going to throw a flag.
No, it does not.
I know that Lone Peak has done that to PG before, but what a play. And that has been what has been killing PG all game long. These short passes that have been able to go for big yards.
Very big yards. Trips to the left side, single receiver to the right. No, it looks like twins to the right and left. Single back in the backfield to his right. In shotgun right now. Motion to number 34. That is Nate Bristow, who gets about 3 yards right there.
Great play by that PG defense. They are really. I think that last play really woke them up for this half. Like, oh, hang on, these guys are. They mean some business. If you're trying to jump a player, you really want to win.
Griffin Best coming off the field. It looks like number 59 came on for him, and that is Isaac Thacker. Isaac Thacker not as quick as Tyler Trotter. Twins to the right, twins to the left. Singers back. Short pass will not be enough for the first down, or maybe he is right there.
And they're going to call it a first down.
They will call it a first down.
Wow. That is really a killer thing for
Pleasant Grove.
PG. They really can't afford that. I think that's the third first down of this drive.
Twins to the left, twins to the right once again for Seo. His halfback is to his right, just off of his hip. Offset. It's going to be a read option, and there is a multitude of Vikings that get to him. Looks like number 81, that is Johnny Fanica, was the first one there on the tackle, but he pushed him forward a little bit.
And I mean, that's one thing that's really hard in football. They say drive your guy back, but you've got a guy going full speed at you, and so his momentum sometimes is going to carry yourself back.
Yes. Twins to the left, twins to the right. Once again, almost the exact same formation, except the halfback is right behind Seo.
Now, they usually do a motion play here, and it looks like they did.
No, yep, just to the left. No motion yet.
Big-time blitz here by PG.
It will be a run to Bristow, who will be stopped just before the first down marker. It looks like a gain of 1 right there. Gain of 2 should be a second or fourth and 4. Or third and 4.
It's a 3rd and 4. The scoreboard changed the down before the marker did. And PG did a good job to blitz there, but they just really found the right hole there. And it looks like number 34 for Westlake is going to be receiving some stretches. He may have just cramped up on that play.
Quick option to the left side for Seo, who will get the first down, gets about 10 yards right there.
Another first down for Westlake. That PG cannot afford this if they expect to win the game. All momentum is with the Thunder right now. If PG's not careful, then Westlake may just bring out Thor.
Twins to the right side and left side for Seo. Number 43 is in the backfield this time, as Nate Bristow is.
That's Jared Shimamato.
Pass over the middle. Only Jackson Smith on the stop gets about a gain of 3.
Again, just short yardage. It's not a lot to give up, but at the same time, it gives Seo that the confidence that when he decides to go deep, that he can put it anywhere he wants, and his receiver is going to get it.
Yes, and it's very dangerous for Pleasant Grove too, because if they keep expecting that short pass play, they're gonna be playing up more.
Those safeties will cheat up, and then game over.
Yeah, looks like a read option. That is Simi Mahu, who will be pulled down. It looks like there's gonna be a flag.
That's gonna be a horse collar on
number 19.
PG.
That is Micah Tatauli. He is a sophomore.
And I mean, that is one thing that's just so hard to prevent yourself from doing, but at the same time, it's a good flag that the game has. It really does protect the guys from breaking their necks.
Yep, horse collar on Pleasant Grove. That was, he had him right on the.
Yeah, I mean, we could see it from here. It was a great call by the refs, but PG is gonna need to find a way to bounce back from that, because that's 15 more yards.
They are on the 18-yard line. Westlake is. The score is 16-13 with 8.5 minutes left to go in this third quarter.
They have driven almost the whole way down the field in 3.5 minutes. PG needs to get a stop right here. Seo is going to take a snap, and he's going to run it himself.
That nice spin move gets about to the 7 or 8 yard line.
They may call that a first down. And they're going to call it just short of 2nd and 1 for Westlake. That was a great move by Seo to really get into some open field.
Just short, it will be a 2nd and 1 on the 8 yard line. Westlake doing very well right now. Twins to the right, trips to the left for Siu. I think there's going to be a motion right here, but he is all alone in the backfield right now. Yep, motion right there by Moody. No, he keeps it himself, a read option. He will get in, yes.
He is in. Great play. What a play by Seo to get the touchdown. Westlake is going to take the lead, their first lead of this entire game.
It is 19-16, barring the PAT.
Now, Westlake has missed a PAT once today. It looked good to me from here, but the refs said no, and I mean, they're right below the goalpost, so they have the angle for that one.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with that.
It's hard to not, but Westlake is going to get this extra point off, and it's blocked!
Holy cow.
Wow.
Jackson Smith on the block right there.
It was a perfect timing, and PG is going to keep this within a field goal. That was a great play. Both teams have now got a blocked field goal in this game.
Wait, they both have a blocked field goal for PAT?
Westlake blocked a PAT earlier in the game. It's why PG has 16 points instead of 17.
Okay.
But that was a fantastic play by the PG defense to get in there. Wow.
That was Jackson Smith, very quick. He is the strong safety for this team. Played quarterback at Tim Vinogas last year.
For anyone that wants an update on the BYU game, it's 0-0. So I think that this game is a little more fun.
I agree.
Westlake is going to try a surprise onside kick.
But it is recovered by Pleasant Grove. There is a scuffle down below. Oh, it looks like a little scuffle going on right now.
Not again, PG, not again.
Yeah, they cannot have that again.
And
flag is thrown. I'm not sure who that's going to be on, though. Looks like Pleasant Grove got away from it quickly, though.
There were a lot of guys trying to pull the other away, but we'll see what the officials discuss here, because they have the angle.
I need the refs.
They have the angle down there.
We will see. It looks like the Westlake coach is out on the field right now, talking to him.
Coach Wooten is out there too.
Coach Wooten is coming out right now.
This is the kind of situation.
It is Pleasant
really
Grove's
hard.
ball.
So I'm sure what the scuffle was all about is that
But
player
the
was
ball
down
is
and
going
the ball's
back
still.
towards Pleasant Grove.
Looks like it is. So that's going to be a personal foul on Pleasant Grove. They spotted it at the 25. So that ends up being a pretty good surprise kick for field position for Westlake. But they almost pulled a Sean Payton there.
Yeah, Vikings will have the ball on the 25-yard line after that penalty. Still not sure what it was. Probably just a personal foul of some sort.
No, it appears that no one was ejected, so that's good.
Yeah, that is very good. I mean, I didn't notice that anybody was ejected last time, so. Toss out to Kainoa Maldonado. He has some room. Gets around. It looks like there is a flag on the Pleasant Grove side.
It's on the 30, so.
I do believe that is going to be a holding against Braxton Rapp.
And I mean, it's hard because you really can't see the play that's coming behind you. You have to continue to look at your guy, and when he beats you, you do whatever you can. But if this is a holding, it's going to back PG up to the 20.
Let's see what this call is. Yeah, it is a holding on Westlake.
Wow.
That will be a first down for Pleasant Grove. It was a holding on Westlake. Not sure how that works on a running play.
So the way the defense would get a holding is the defense would essentially just grab the the offensive man's jersey and pull him out of the way.
Okay.
And I mean, as a defensive player, it's the same concept as an offensive player. You can't hold the jersey to move someone. You have to block them. So the ball goes up to the 45.
Read option, but it will be stopped by Westlake.
It looked like that Jensen had some room to move on that play, but then two guys from Westlake
broke through the line.
Just broke through, and they may have been the only ones that actually saw that Jensen had it, and Jensen just he had to improvise there, and his improvisation just was a split second too late.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing with the quarterback. Twins to the left side, trips to the left side actually. One bad snap will go to Kainoa, who will fight forward to the original line of scrimmage.
Great fight by Kainoa to get back to the original line. And a 3rd and 10 for PG is a very doable thing because of the strong arm of Jensen.
Jake Jensen has a very strong arm against Lehigh. He threw from what looked like the 5-yard line to past the 50-yard line.
And I mean, we saw him up in
Idaho.
In Idaho, and he had a great arm then.
Yeah, very accurate at the same time. 2 flags come out. I think no false start or offsides because if defense instigates it, it's on the defense. Offsides on the defense.
There had to have been a small jump there.
That is what they also call a neutral zone infraction.
I never
go into NFL terms.
I never understand why they don't just call offsides. You are off your side of the ball. It's the same thing. And there's really not a neutral zone. If you line up there, it's a penalty. So, I mean,
the neutral zone is the ball. That's what I say.
And it looks like a Westlake player is there.
It looks like he got back just in time. Jake Jensen trying to move it around. Ball comes out, picked up by Westlake. They recover. Ball gets to about the 40-yard line.
And there it is. There is the momentum we talked about during halftime. Westlake has got it, and PG is going to
Looks like that player is hurt, though. The player who recovered it was number 48 for Westlake, John Grand.
Well, if you've got about 5 guys just piled on top of you, yeah, that's going to hurt. We'll see what the training staff does.
I do not believe he was injured. I don't see him on this. Oh, yep, he is laying down. Maybe just cramped up a little bit after being tackled by so many guys. Sweep right there by number 28. That is Nate Bristow.
A great job by the Viking defense there to really stop that play before it could go somewhere. But they have got to be careful because with this run play, Westlake may try one more run play and then a long pass play to catch the Viking safeties that are cheating up.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta watch. The Vikings defense definitely has to watch out to make sure they are not cheating up. They gotta be just in the right position. Twins to the left and right. Running back to the right side of Sale, it is Bristow, I believe.
And it looks like the lone safety is 10 yards back.
Seal gets another great run, gets about 8 yards right there.
Wow, this kid is a playmaker. He has been the heart and soul of the offense all day long. PG has got to find a way to stop him or they are going to lose the game. Westlake is getting their play called into the offense. It looks like it's going to be two receivers on each side.
Twins on each side, single back. Not sure which side. I think it's going to be on the left side or just straight behind it. Nope, to the right side. Right side of Seal. It's going to be a quick option. I don't not believe he got there.
It looks like he got maybe a yard, if that.
It will be 4th down for Westlake.
Great job by the PG defense. They read the play, they had the blitz called, and they almost had him for a loss on his shoelace. But then he kind of did a little stop to try and get upfield, and that really cost him a 1st down there.
Yeah.
But Westlake is not sending out the field goal unit.
They will be going for it. They have 10 seconds left on the play clock. Very tight formation right here for Westlake.
Ooh, wow.
Yep, run up right up the middle. Does he get the first?
No, they may mark him short.
He is short.
Before the 30.
He is short. Pleasant Grove ball.
Great stop by the
Pleasant Grove knew what was coming.
Great job by that PG defense. That needs to suck the momentum out of the Thunder and
put it right into the Vikings.
If I'm coaching the team, go for the gold right here. Let Jensen just toss this ball up. Get the momentum back on your side.
I think that they should run it a couple times, maybe run a couple draws, because Westlake may be thinking that exact same thing you just said.
And it looks like the safeties are playing about 12 yards back, so they are expecting a deep pass.
Run to Ty Callaway, who breaks off for about a 8-yard gain.
A great call. They sent Dane in motion there and then gave the ball to Ty. So now it looks like the Westlake safeties are really going to stay back. They have one safety that appears to be playing about 13 to 15 yards back.
Oh, coming in a little bit now. Twins to both sides of Jake Jensen. Ty Callaway on his left hip. Handoff once again. He just trips over himself.
He had some great room. If he was able to stay on his feet, he could have really got into the territory for Westlake. So we'll see what PG can do. It's going to be 3rd and 1, so I would expect a run.
I think that's what Westlake is thinking too. QB sneak. What? He got it. That is a 1st down for Pleasant Grove. That is something that Pleasant Grove has ran nearly perfectly every single time they've ran it.
Time and time again, the QB sneak saves the day for them. They have got to find a way to get to maybe try and trick some guys and do the attempting to deceive the defense.
2:05 left to play in this quarter. 19 to 16 left. Shotgun formation, twins to both sides of Jake Jensen, Ty Calloway on his right hip. Play action pass. Over the middle to Dane Christiansen, who has some room to go. Almost sneaks through the guy, gets to about the 30-yard line.
That was a great play there. Just perfect sight by Jensen to find the open man, and really great job by Dane to just start going for the end zone. Because PG has got to be thinking, go for the end zone every time they touch the ball. It may not be that Jake throws the ball to the end zone, but they've got to think, get to the end zone now. And it looks like twins on both sides with Ty in the backfield.
Very wide trips. Offsides. Jake Jensen this year as a sophomore has been phenomenal with the hard counts.
I wish we had a stat on how many offsides he has drawn this year, because I swear every game I come to, there is at least 3. And that is an absurd amount of offsides on a hard count.
Yes.
Great job by a sophomore QB to play like he's a sophomore in college.
Exact same formation. Twins to both sides. Ty Cowley now on his left hip, though. Handoff to Ty. Almost gets around the edge.
It looks like he got back to the line, so great job by the Westlake defense, but they may have a player who's hurt.
He just got up a little slowly. Looks like he is back up. He is good. Cannot see the number on it as his jersey is kind of scrunched. 23. That, I do not have a 23 in here.
We'll get that for you here in just a second. And
I don't think it's going to be in there because that's where I got those from.
Someone who may be on the JV team.
Maybe. Pleasant Grove comes out with trips to the left side, single receiver on the right. That single receiver is Christian Newman. Kainoa Maldonado going in motion, so there's 4 guys on that right side. Bubble screen to Dane. He has the speed to get around the edge, and he will get to about the 18-yard line, or 14-yard line, excuse me.
He almost knocked down his own guy there because his guy blocked someone right into his path. But those blockers did a great job. And when those 4 receivers are there, you always have got to look for that screen because that is the most common play run from that type of formation.
Yeah, it's very good play by Pleasant Grove. They are at the 14-yard line with 50 seconds left to go in this quarter, 19-16. A little bit of confusion right here. What is the ref calling?
And it looks like the ref is discussing something on the sidelines, and now they are ready to play ball.
Twins on the right side and left side. Ty Cowley on Jake Jensen's left hip. Sends Dane Christiansen into motion. It will be that fake to Dane. Ball comes out, but picked up by number 62.
Whoa, PG dodged a bullet on that one. They laid a helmet right on that ball, and Cowley is really slow to get up. He may just need to come out of this game for a play or 2.
Tayton Smoot on the pickup. Right place, right time for Tayton, one of the senior offensive linemen.
Great job by him to really pick up the ball. PG need to get the ball off. 2-1.
Not able to get it off. That is the end of the third quarter. The score is 19-16. Fourth quarter just about to start. They will be reversing fields. That gives Westlake a very good advantage if they need it on the field goal try.
I mean, because Westlake kicked a 45-yard field goal before, but forget a 45. They are going to be in range at 50.
They were in range at a 50 the last time, I believe. I think they're in range for about a 55 or so.
With I think the biggest hope for Westlake right now is going to be this win picks up just a little bit more. It has died off a bit since our halftime show, but it's blowing the same way, and this game really could come out. PG has the ball on the 13, so they're in field goal range. They can tie this game, but Westlake may be able to run the clock out and really put PG in a really tough spot. Now the good thing is PG has blocked a PAT
And a punt.
And a punt, so that means they can block a field goal, but it's still really hard to do. The Vikings are going to need a touchdown to really get this game going.
Yes, I mean, 2nd and 9, ball on the 13-yard line now after that 1-yard pickup by Tayton Smoot on a fumble recovery.
Does that count as a rush yard?
No, fumble recovery yard.
Well, darn. I'm sure that he would.
Twins to
would love that.
Twins to both sides. Fake handoff. Jake Jensen off his back foot almost finds Dane, but Dane will be clobbered.
He was hit hard from behind. Great legal hit by the Westlake defense to really make sure Dane couldn't get that ball.
And that's one thing that you always see with Dane Christiansen is he gets hit, and he gets hit hard all the time. He is only 5'8".
He's a short guy.
5'8", 170 pounds.
So we'll see what PG can do here with a trips formation.
Trips to the left, tight end on the right side, who will stay back. Up, fade to Dane Hugh. Did he get it?
He got it! Wow.
He had it!
Great! That is a great corner route by Dane to get the touchdown, and great placement by Jake. I mean, that is a senior in college throw there.
That
Perfect
is something
connection.
that Jake Jensen has been phenomenal at throwing those, at getting those to work. He had 2 against Lehigh, 1 against Harriman, 1 against
Riverton?
Yeah. Yes, he did have 1 against Riverton. Will Lehigh or Westlake block this field goal? No, it is up. Flag on the play, though. Flag on the PAT.
That may be an offsides call. And if you remember from last week, PG had to kick an NFL range
PAT, yeah.
PAT because of some false starts and offsides calls.
It looks like they are lining back up. It was offsides on Westlake.
And they're going to do it again.
Do they go for 2?
Well, I guess they would need to do this again because an offsides call like this does mean it goes before the whistle.
Yes.
Or before the ball snaps. But really, it's not going to do much. They're going to kick it from essentially the same spot.
Yeah, just like half a yard up. High snap, but the kick is up and good. Pleasant Grove will be up by 4 points with 11:49 to go, 23-19 for the Vikings.
Again, another close game for PG, but they did a great job to get the score 10 seconds into the last part of this game. And now it's going to be up to their defense.
You know, one thing that I've noticed on the Westlake sideline compared to the Pleasant Grove sideline is Westlake doesn't have the TV that will show them every drive and every play like Pleasant Grove does. Pleasant Grove can go off the field after a score and say, okay, this is what worked, this is what didn't. Watch their defense on this play, watch their defense on this play. Westlake has to be able to know just right there. They are not able to do what Pleasant Grove is able to.
But that's where the coaching comes in handy. Yes, the TV helps PG a lot, but without a TV, these Westlake coaches are even more prepared. The coaches that are up here in the press box, they are everywhere. They look at everything and they tell you exactly what's heading on.
Yeah, very short kick because of that wind. Almost recovered by PG.
Wow, that was super close. That's like what me and you do in NCAA.
You squib it.
Except that was no squib.
No, but that was nearly recovered by Pleasant Grove. They got within inches of that ball.
Shit, so close. Westlake is very lucky they are retaining this ball. I don't think PG really expected the ball to come back so far.
No, and
that's why they didn't get it.
Yeah, and if you notice, the ball was spinning and then it hit, and the wind, with the wind and everything, carried it towards Pleasant Grove's team. Westlake trips to the right side, single back. See on the rollout, throws it fast over the middle to Jackson Moody, who will hold on to the ball for a gain of 10 for the first down.
He's hit by Ty Smith, who did a fantastic job to be sure that the Moody wouldn't get more yards. No yards after the catch for him. But it is a first down for Westlake, and they are racking the first downs up.
Yeah, but they lined up very slowly right here. Twins to both sides for CU Bristow on his right side. Ball is snapped to Bristow up the middle. Stopped for after a gain of 4 right there.
4 yards a carry is pretty good for a halfback, and this guy has really been. He has a lot more than 4 yards a carry for an average. PG has got to get that down to 2 yards a carry at the most for the rest of this game.
Yes, they really do. They cannot allow the big run so many times.
We'll see what happens with Twins on both sides and a man in motion.
Man in motion, turns to where his single receiver is. Almost picked off. Jackson Smith and number 34 were both there. Number 34 for Pleasant Grove is Adam Reimer. They were both there, both tried to get the ball, but were not, just collided.
I think that Reimer he knocked the ball away from a pick, because both of them could have had a pick, but great instincts to knock the ball away. Even an incomplete pass can really rattle the QB in his head.
Yeah, 5 wide 4. CU trips to the left side, single receiver to the right, or Twins to the right. Ball is up, short pass to number 14. It is caught. Number 14 for Westlake with a beautiful reception. Able to endure the hit is Jackson Carter.
And they got him right at midfield, so this is going to. I always love to think that midfield is kind of the do or die. If the opponent can get it past midfield, your defense has got to step up.
Yeah, it's in between the 245s that I would say is that kind of buffer zone for that do or die.
PG needs to step it up right here.
Quick pass over almost picked off, overthrown by CU. Nearly picked off by Jackson Smith.
That was a rocket, though. That may have been picked off from the inside of his face mask.
Yeah, that was. CU,
man.
The intended receiver was number 28 for Westlake, Chris Urbina.
Just absolutely a rocket. That would
have hurt.
That would have scared me.
Looks like a heavy blitz is coming for Pleasant Grove, or they're just showing blitz. It will be a blitz over the middle. Picked off by Pleasant Grove.
Wow!
Number 21 has it. He is chugging down. Number 21 is Cooper Caldwell, the leader in tackles for this Pleasant Grove Vikings team.
That was a great play. The ball went off of the Westlake receiver's hands, and then he was right there for it. Momentum back with PG right there.
10-10 left to go in this game. 23-19 for the Vikings. Intended receiver on that play was Jackson Moody.
And here comes the PG offense. If they can get a score right here, a touchdown, a field goal, they are going to put some big time pressure on Westlake because of the momentum. PG is going to have Twins on both sides with a back to the left.
Showing blitz, but it will be a sweep to Dane Christiansen. He is very good at these. It will be a holding call, though, I do believe, after that flag comes out.
Great job. I don't know how much the holding really affected the play, but the refs have got to call it either way.
Yes. Not sure who the holding call is on, but that is what I believe the call is going to be. Either that or a block in the back.
And they do call a holding. That's going to go back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's going to be about a 1st and 13, maybe a 1st and 16.
That was a good throw by the ref.
I've always actually been impressed by refs throwing. Whoever can throw a ball 60 yards downfield underhanded with a perfect spiral, why don't you just,
and accurately.
Yeah, just play QB. Come on.
Just underhand all the way.
And, their flags are usually spot on, too. And, these are...
And if not, they will move them. But
right, and I'm always impressed with how good the officiating is for high school sports here Utah.
Kanoa in motion. Or no, that was Dane Christiansen, excuse me. Over the middle, screen pass to Ty Callaway. He has some room. He has room. He's at the 20. He is at the 10. Stopped at about the 5-yard line.
Wow.
Huge play for Pleasant Grove.
Great screen play there.
Ty Callaway with the reception.
He did a fantastic
Very good
job.
screenplay.
That was just, and he put on third gear and just took off.
That was
too.
more like fifth gear.
A great job. PG's down at the 5 or 6 yard
6-yard line.
They have a great chance to punch it in right here for another touchdown.
Ty Callaway, huge run right there. That was huge.
Just amazing. And Jensen is going to be under center here.
Twins. It looks like false start, I believe. Yep. Offsides on Westlake.
Wow.
That will bring them 3 yards. It will be 1st and 3 at the 3-yard line.
And expect PG to really to hand the ball off right here.
Or do a fade. But no, it will be a handoff to Ty Callaway. Is he? No. He gets to about the 1-yard line. No, he is in.
Wow, touchdown Pleasant Grove. Great run again. That offensive line is clutch in the goal line.
Yes, it is now 29-19 with 9.5 minutes left to in this game.
Now, what play really switched this the momentum back?
The interception.
I think I'm actually going to go back to when Dane had a big reception back at the end of the third. I think that changed the momentum, and PG has been on a roll since on every side of the ball.
Kick is up and good. It is now 30-19 for Pleasant Grove.
A 2-score game at this point is pivotal. PG need as clutch as this offensive line is, the offensive line does not do defense. There are different guys, and this defense has got to be clutch now. If they're not clutch, then this is going to go into overtime, which I'm sure PG does not want.
It is an 11-point game, so Westlake will have to score twice.
A touchdown with a 2-point conversion and a field goal. This is going to be extremely hard for Westlake to come back, but we've seen comebacks more than this. This is going to be a fantastic game from now to the end, and it's been a fantastic game since the first kick. And Westlake is ready to take this as a return. They actually have 2 guys back trying to cover the weird kicking thing again, but it
is a very good kick. Very few blockers on that right side. He slips and is down behind. Flag is out. I think there is going to be a late block.
I don't know about that one. It's a hard call. The guy slipped. No one's expecting it, but it looks like the officials will confirm it, and whatever they call goes. And actually, it looks like they're calling a holding on Westlake.
Huh.
They called a holding on Westlake, and the ref threw that after the ball was down. At least that's what I saw from here. Of course, we're quite a ways away from the field, but it was pretty good. So the ball is going to be backed up to the backside of the 10. Westlake has got 90 yards to go for a score.
Ball on the 9, it looks like, actually.
Pleasant Grove is going to get the sack, number
Holy
65.
Tyler Trotter.
Back at the 2, and Westlake lined up with their offensive line super spread out. That's a spread. And it ended up going against them. It's a 5-yard loss. The ball is going to be on the 4-yard line. Great
9 minutes
play.
left in this game, 30-19.
that was a fantastic play by the PG defense, and expect a heavy rush here to try and put some pressure and force a bad throw or a safety, but also expect a run from Westlake.
Twins to the left and right side for CU. Running back on his play action pass. He's going to air it out deep. He has a guy but overthrows it.
Just barely. That was going to be a big play. And although the pass may not have been completed, expect that to kind of change the momentum slightly towards Westlake.
Intended receiver was Chris Urbina.
Just give the ball to Seo, and he is going to make a play. That was so close to being a play. He threw the ball in a really good spot.
Yes, very good spot, but just a little too deep. This line is spread out once again.
They are spread out across between the hashes.
It looks like a screen, a little bit of a mid-screen. Looks like there's still a scrum going on. Is wrestled down finally. Not the first down. It will be fourth down with 8:20 left in this game, 30-19.
And Westlake has got to punt the ball all away here. You're not quite in that dire need to go for it when you're backed up to your 15. But now we know why the offensive line was so spread out. It was to guard a little hook screen by the halfback. It's usually a really good play, but it just got read by the PG defense too well there. And Westlake is going to punt this ball back to Pleasant Grove. It's a
Very
high punt.
deep.
Wow.
Punt.
Back to the 37.
But Dane Christiansen, very explosive. You got to watch out for him. But he is stopped at about the 45.
So about 8 yards on that return for PG. They did, it's good coverage, and there's a little skirmish again.
No flags come out yet, though.
There's a small skirmish, and Dane is not happy. He got held back by 2 of his teammates. There's no flag, but tempers are starting to flare. This is a feisty game, and Pleasant Grove is going to get it right at the 45. Prepared to put the dagger on this. It looks like they're going to put two receivers to the left. Jensen will be under center with 2 backs behind him. And Westlake is lining up with about 6 guys on the line.
Run to Ty Callaway, who will fight for about 8 yards.
A 7 or 8 yard gain there by Ty, and he fought for every inch of that. A great play call, great job by the offensive line. It really seems like this whole season the offensive line really gets a feel for the defense, and they step up big time in the 4th.
Yes, 7:10 left to go, 30-19 for Pleasant Grove.
And it's going to be the same formation, a wishbone type of offense here.
Twins to the left, single tight end on the right side. That tight end is Christian Newman. Westlake trying to get a false start. I think that was Kainoa Maldonado on the run. It looks like he will get the first down.
Great job by Manao to get that first down. He fought for every single inch of that yard of that again. And it looks like they haven't quite moved the chains yet. They're going to call that 3rd down and inches. 3rd and inches for Pleasant Grove.
Length of the football.
You expect Jensen to just do a QB sneak right here. It's worked all the time, and it looks like that the Westlake is expecting it. They have 3 guys lined up right in front of him.
I think that. What was the play? I wasn't looking.
That was a quarterback sneak by Jensen again, and he'll gain about 3 or 4 yards.
That was a very good QB sneak. I mean, I looked down to do one thing and look back up, and it already happened.
You know, the great thing about that play is Jensen didn't just go straight. He took a step back and then went. He took a step back to allow his offensive line to really push guys first and to determine that if some guy breaks on the left, I need to go right. If someone breaks right, then I need to go left. If both break, then I need to get out.
Yeah. Wishbone formation once again. They or just keep running that formation. Ball goes to Kainoa Maldonado, who has room. He's at the 20, 10, 5, 1, touchdown.
Wow. Great play, and he got a great block from his counterpart,
Ty Coway.
Wow. I mean, from up here, either one of them could have had the ball. You clearly saw the handoff to Kainoa, and he really broke through. I'd love to see a replay on that here soon. We will have to look at some film when this game is over to see exactly what happened.
Looks like one guy has to get out there. It looks like it will be Ty Coway, who forgot he was on this field goal team.
That's been a problem for PG, is they've been late trying to get a guy on a lot.
Ball is up and good. It is now
37 to 19. 37 to 19 to Pleasant Grove. They have exploded for 21 points in the fourth quarter.
Very unanswered points.
Just amazing. They had 16 the whole game, and now 21 unanswered.
With 5:23 left to go.
Momentum is on their side, and PG has just about won this game. We will need to see a miracle right now for Westlake to do this. And I mean, I'll be honest, if I see that, I wouldn't mind, because that is football, and football is one of the most dramatic sports when it's like that.
And here comes the Pleasant Grove special teams once again for the third time this fourth quarter.
You know, I don't think they have punted this entire quarter. They've had the ball 3 times. Well, 2.5, because one possession was carried into the third. But I don't think that they've had a single punt this entire quarter. And they forced Westlake to so many consecutive punts. Great job by the Pleasant Grove defense. They are the studs of this game now.
And here comes the kick. Very line drive kick. Will bounce out of bounds.
Right at the 5. That tough break, but sometimes it just comes off your foot, barely to the left, and it goes for, and that's 30 yards, I believe. It's taken to the 35 in high school.
Yes.
So it's a big punch to PG, and Westlake is going to get pretty good field position here.
And that is what they call an illegal procedure.
Football terms are so confusing for half the time.
Westlake wanted it on that left hash mark. I guess you can choose which hash mark you want it on, or where?
I have seen that a few times in college, so it doesn't surprise me. And they're trying to get the chain set. They didn't have the chain set, so the ref had to blow the
It looks like there's a little bit of some problems with the chains.
Well, with this wind, I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't either. Trips to the right side, single receiver on the left. It's going to be a deep, quick throw. Looks like the receiver just slipped. He looks pretty hurt, or he just down on himself. Intended receiver was number 29 for Westlake. That is Shaman Willis.
He just planted his foot on that curl route, and his foot slipped from him, and that moved his hands down just enough to let the football sail right through his fingers. And it's a 5-wide set for Westlake again.
Trips to the right, twins to the left. Quick throw. Hit immediately by Cooper Caldwell. Will gain about 2 yards.
Great tackle there.
Cooper Caldwell is the leading tackler on this team.
That is a form tackle by Caldwell.
He has 37 tackles before this game.
What? Just a great job by the Pleasant Grove defense. I mean, it's 3rd and 6. That is a doable thing to do. 2 yards of play. Now, if PG gets a stop here, expect Westlake to go for it.
I mean, I expected Westlake to go for it no matter what. 5 wide once again, trips to the left side this time, just a little bit of a flip. He has a receiver deep to Jackson Smith. Is it caught? Did he get it?
And he got it.
He got it.
Says in. That's a great catch. They're still trying to fight. Someone has got to tell them that the play is over.
I think that's right now. I mean, never giving up. I didn't hear a whistle, though, so.
The crowd was cheering pretty loud, so I didn't hear it, but they are going to call it a catch at about the 22 or 20 or 23. That was a fantastic catch.
Shamon Willis right there.
That is the second great catch by Westlake today. They had one back in the first quarter where it was a juggling catch, caught right when the guy's legs were taken out. And Seo is going to throw it.
No, he's going to roll out and will get out of bounds.
Great job by him again. He is a spark plug for this offense. But PG has done a very good job to keep him to a minimum in this second half. I would love to hear what the defensive coaches for PG said to this defense to get the change going to actually stop the QB, because he was a bulldozer in the first half.
Yes.
And it's going to be two receivers to the left.
No, 3 on the left, 1 on the right, single back in the backfield. Usual formation for Westlake. Roll out once again to his left, over the middle to number 14. That was a beautiful throw by Reggie Seo.
Great throw on his going to the left. He's right-handed. Just a really great throw, a great catch, and a great job to stay near the sidelines.
Jackson Carter on the reception right there. Very good catch and able to get a few more yards out of the catch.
I think they're trying to determine the spot of the ball, or if it was actually a catch. He may have juggled that just a bit. And the officials are calling for their own timeout. They're going to get the chains out to determine if this is a first.
You know, going back to Jackson Carter, excuse me, I have nothing on him. Never mind. But going to Reggie, let's go to Reggie Seo then. Senior quarterback, 83 for 177. He had about a 47% completion. He had 1,327 yards.
And they're going to call a first down for Westlake. He got it by the length of the football.
Just a tip. That's what it looked like from here.
We are high up, so the tip and the length of the ball, I mean, that's not very much. It's not like the length of a football field.
Looks like it from up here. No, I'm just kidding. First down for Westlake. Twins to the right. Trips to the right, excuse me. Single receiver to the left. Running back in the backfield. Almost hit. Reggie Seo was hit hard by Tyler Trotter, but it will be a touchdown for Westlake. Score is now 37-25.
That was a fantastic throw. Wow, just under pressure and delivers a perfect spiral to a wide open man where the safety was behind him. That belongs in his career highlight film for sure.
Touchdown was caught by Jackson Moody.
And Moody seems to be the favorite receiver today.
It looks like Westlake will be going for 2, trying to put this game, instead of at a 3-possession game, or 2 to 3 to a
2 to 3 to a 2.
Definite 2.
2-score game, that is. And Seo is going to roll right and bat it away.
Batted down by Johnny Fanica. I could not remember the name.
You are excited.
I could not remember the name for a second.
That was a fantastic play. Seo had a great look there, but Fanica, he's got football in his blood. His brother plays in the NFL. That's Jason. Or are they cousins?
Brothers. So his brother's in the NFL. His other brother, Brandon, is an offensive guard for Stanford. He has football in his blood. Johnny Fanica is about a 6'5" defensive end linebacker. Very tall, very lengthy. It is now a definite no. At least two touchdowns will put Westlake up by 2, but
they have to recover an onside kick, and Pleasant Grove is going to be ready for an onside kick. There's no way that Westlake is going to kick this ball all the way down the field and let PG run the clock out. And PG has no one back at the end zone. They're going to have
everybody up.
Dane and Coway at about the 35, while 10 others are all lined up from between the 50 and the 45. This is gonna be
That would be 9
do or
others,
die
wouldn't it?
for Westlake, and it might be recovered by Westlake.
I think it hit off a Westlake player before that, though.
There's no flag. There is no flag on the field, and I saw the ball before someone jumped on it. I couldn't see a jersey though.
Let's see what the call is.
Officials are piling guys out. I haven't seen a hand yet, and they're gonna discuss it. And
It goes to Pleasant Grove.
Wow. They do give it to Pleasant Grove, and the official may be calling. I'm not seeing a flag there. He touched both his shoulders. I'm drawing a blank of what that actually means. I thought they might call the illegal procedure based on what you said of it might have touched a Westlake player, but PG now has a great chance to run out the clock as soon as they can figure out where to put the clock, and they do fix the clock. Okay, so Jensen is under center, about 3 tight ends, 1 back and 1 receiver to the right.
Now, one of those tight ends was Kainoa Maldonado, though.
And Ty Coway is going to get a good run for about 4 yards to the Westlake 44-yard line. He has got to be over 100 yards today. And Jensen is receiving the play from the offensive coaches for PG. And they're going to line up in that same formation. 3 tight ends, 1 receiver right, and a back. Expect a handoff here.
And it is a handoff, but that was snuffed out.
Down at the 45. You know, I'm actually very impressed with this Pleasant Grove offensive line still. Westlake has been jumping like crazy, and they haven't moved an inch. They just have not moved an inch. So this, as young as this offensive line is,
they are very disciplined.
They know the count. They really know the count.
And they know if Jake Jensen is going to try for that hard count, and then they know, okay, don't move.
The interesting
was there? Yes, timeout for Westlake was called. Excuse us on that.
And now I'm drawing a blank of what I was going to say, but Westlake, you know, their defense is not that bad. They may have given up 37 points, but I mean, they really have been doing a great job against this offense today.
Pleasant Grove will come out, lining up in the I formation. Braxton Rapp is that lone wide receiver. He is the deep man. Christian Newman on the right side as a tight end. Not sure who that other tight end is, but it's Kainoa and Ty. Play action. Jake Jensen is under pressure. Will slide just to the line of scrimmage. It will be 3rd down and
3rd and 10. Back to the original line. And Westlake is going to call another timeout.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You know, I kind of like it because PG is running the ball, and it does give you
I guess there is no 2-minute warning.
There is no warning, and it does give you more time. If they can get a stop, they're in a pretty good position to still make this a closer game than it is. So I'm going to side with the Westlake coach on this one on calling a timeout. I think it's a great job to manage the clock.
Pleasant Grove already out, ready to go. Westlake is coming out right now. Pleasant Grove they're up 37-25 with 3:08 left to go in this game. Pleasant Grove scoring 21 unanswered points so far this 4th quarter. Would you call it unanswered if they scored again?
It is fourth down.
Fourth and 10.
Westlake still has 1 timeout remaining.
It is going to be a punt. Jason McHugh on the punt.
A good short punt.
It looks like it went out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
About the 35-yard line, so or maybe the 25. We'll see where the official spots it from going
I think he's
out.
spotting it at the 30-yard line.
Closer to the 30. Westlake gets okay field
Looks
position.
like right in between, halfway between the 30 and the 25.
So not too bad a field position.
Right at about the 28-yard line.
You know, right here, it's going to be the Westlake QB against the Pleasant Grove set secondary. And this 4-2-5 defense is really going to need to step up right here. And it's going to be twins on both sides, one back. Seo is going to throw to the right.
Deep.
And is it? Oh, it's incomplete. Almost picked off. Almost picked off by number 7, Jackson Smith. That would have sealed the game for
Pleasant Grove, yeah.
Pleasant Grove.
Well, I wouldn't, yeah, unless very quick strikes.
The defense of the second half, I think, is the story, because Seo was running all around him, and now it's hard for him to get any sort of play.
Yeah, I mean, and here comes Seo once again, loads up, is sacked by Johnny Fanica.
Oh, he is thrown down. He wanted it deep. He was waiting for his receiver to get open, and nothing came, and Fanica was able to get in there and get a really good sack. And the officials are going to get a timeout in. The officials themselves have a timeout for, oh, there is blood. I think Fanica had blood, and so he has to come out to get that all patched up. So good eye by the official to avoid that. And it looks like
they're gonna add 2 seconds onto the clock.
Westlake is gonna come out in that 3 receiver left, 1 right, and 1 back on the left hip of Seo. So let's see what's going to happen on this play. Seo might try a short pass here.
3rd and 11, rolls out. Looks like a little corner, turns the other way. Double,
Ooh.
Jackson Smith, holy cow.
What a play by Jackson Smith.
He has amazing IQ right there. That will go down as one of the best plays in his career.
This is a game-changing moment there. See how put that ball just a little too far right for his receiver to get it, and Jackson Smith just came in with a great
Can we
block.
say that's a nomination for play of the game?
I definitely would say that.
That and the fade to Dane Christiansen.
Seo is going to try another deep pass.
Almost intercepted by number 18 for Pleasant Grove. No, 19, excuse me, Micah Tatioli. 18 is Jake Jensen. Excuse me.
That was quite the play. And
looks like we have an injury on the field. Training staff is rushing out there.
I didn't quite see what happened, but
Not sure who it is either.
I'm not quite sure what happened, but yeah, I mean, it's never good when that training staff comes in. It looks like it's number 14.
I think that's Jackson Moody.
He's 15, I thought.
No, that's Jackson Carter, excuse me.
They're close, so Jackson's, right?
Yeah, exactly. And hey, and a Jackson just made the play.
Yeah, wow, it's a Jackson day.
Yeah, because Jackson Moody you can see coming off the field right now. All right, yep, that is number 14. He is not getting off on his own power, which is never good to see.
He is being helped off by a teammate and the training staff. And it looks like it's going to be something
He's
with
not even
his
walking.
His ankle.
He's not even walking. He has no pressure on his feet at all.
We'll try to keep you updated on his condition. I hope he's okay. But Pleasant Grove is finally going to get a false start here. I think the offensive player just forgot the count. They do call a false start. That is the first false start I've seen on PG all game and for quite a few games. So a rare false start will set them back about 5 yards. And also we will be bringing to you our Firebird player of the game
in just a few moments. I'd say as soon as this drive is over for Pleasant Grove. Or with 30 seconds left.
With about 30 seconds to go, we will bring you the Firebird player of the game. And it's going to be another I formation for PG with Ty Coway in the backfield. They'll hand it off to him, and he's snuffed up at the 35-yard line. A loss of about 3 for Pleasant Grove, and Westlake is going to call their final timeout.
2:16 left, 37-25, excuse me. I was looking at Westlake score, and you're going to say Pleasant Grove score. But
we just want the game to be really close.
I mean, 37-25, that's Westlake really wants to win this game, as if they do not, their state playoff hopes are gone.
Now, with a win here for Pleasant Grove, it will put the American Fork game with a little more oomph for next week. Let's see if we can get an update on that game. And American Fork wins 23-17, and Lehigh wins 27-20. So that puts Pleasant Grove in prime playoff position.
This will have them tied with Harriman.
A tie with Harriman and Lehigh.
And yes.
I formation.
And AF. Toss play out to Ty Coway.
He has room.
Gets it about to the 31 yard line.
About to
29,
to the
excuse
31.
me.
It's going to be a 3rd and about 11 for Pleasant Grove.
But this clock is going to run. There's 2 minutes left. 37-25.
And Westlake cannot call a timeout. I think that Pleasant Grove is going to wait until the very last. Well, they won't. And Coach Wooten is going towards the ref. He's going to call a timeout with a 2nd left on the play clock.
Yeah, he's watching. He's getting Jake Jensen over there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Timeout with 1:31 left.
Great job to manage the clock by PG. 91 seconds to go.
Should we say the player of the game?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Our nominees for it, of course, are
Dane Christiansen. Jake Jensen.
We've got Ty Coway.
And Jackson Smith.
Me, personally, I'm going with Ty.
You know, I would have to agree with you there, but I would also go with Dane. They're very neck and neck, but I'm going to give the edge to Ty, as he was able to power through that line, as Ryan and I nicknamed him Ty the Tank.
And he deserves it this game. I think that an honorable mention, though, is the Pleasant Grove defense.
Yes,
this second half has been amazing for the Pleasant Grove defense. They have stopped
allowing
Westlake.
6 points.
Absolutely amazing. I formation for Pleasant Grove again. Braxton Rapp comes in motion. They'll hand off to Ty Coway.
And Ty has room.
Stiff arms the guy to the
Throws
ground.
the guy down.
Fighting for more yards. And
He has it. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
See, Ty the Tank.
Ty the Tank does it again.
That was a huge stiff arm right there.
That was Leonard Fournette style. He threw the guy down to the 5-yard line. Oh my goodness. That needs to go on a highlight reel for sure. That was amazing.
That was a very good run, and I think
Coach Wooten may call another timeout the same way. He is on the field up at the 35 or the 25.
I don't think he's going to call a timeout. I think Pleasant Grove can just kneel it here.
They may try to punch it in. Look for Ty the Tank.
They knelt it. Flag is thrown. There is some scuffling going on.
I don't know.
A couple punches were thrown, it looked like.
And see, that's so hard because the Westlake defender really did make a good play. He jumped over the offensive line. That's an athletic play, and I don't think they really expected Jake to take the kneel. I think that's more of a play for, like, effort.
Yeah, number 3. From what we have been told, it threw a punch.
That is a really hard call, and I'm sure the officials are talking this over. They're talking to the players, like, what happened? And, I mean, whatever the official calls is going to be the right call.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
there are 4 flags out right now.
It really is a borderline play.
Yeah.
They're going to call a personal foul on Westlake and a personal foul on Westlake again. So they decide there's only 2 fouls. They're probably going to say one was the hit on Jensen and another was a push or a punch.
The punch, yes.
It doesn't appear as if they're going to eject someone.
I don't see number 3 on, unless he's right there, laying down.
One of the Westlake coaches seems to be far down by the goal line, and they are going to be in victory formation. So that should do it.
Yep, and that number 3 is back on. He did not get ejected.
So Pleasant Grove should be able to take
one more knee.
Just one more knee. And then they will win this game. So Ty the Tank does get our Firebird player of the game.
I love how right when we were saying that, he goes off and runs it like that.
Well, maybe he can hear us, you know?
Good job, Ty.
Great job. But, you know, a great overall game by both teams. This really was a fun game to see.
This was a very good game.
And, I mean, a big shout-out again. And PG fumbled the snap, but they do down it, and that is going to be the game.
That is the game. Final score, 37-25. Pleasant Grove pulls off the victory. Westlake, playoff hopes are gone. Hopefully next year for them.
But watch out for him. I mean, what?
Reggie Sale is a senior.
Deseret News does not have hit his class, but it appears as if he is a senior.
Max Krebs has it, though.
He is a senior, so sad for him, but, I mean, he is a player that a college would be very lucky to have. He is an absolute playmaker, and the Pleasant Grove defense is, I mean, they have improved every game. Every aspect of Pleasant Grove has improved the entire year.
Yes.
The offensive line, the run game, Jensen's improved. The defensive line, the secondary, everything is just, it's so different than when me and you were in Idaho. It's so different.
Yes, and that will be the game. Once again, Pleasant Grove does pull off the victory, 37-25. I'm Keaton Meekum.
I'm Kurt, his brother.
Have a good night. Stay safe.
Please stay safe, please.
Good night.
Thank you for listening. Take care.